Hello, judges of the 2026 VS Hacks Hackathon. Today, me and my partner Frank made the app Docket. Now, aligning with the theme of automation, Docket automates your online presence. It does this by completing tasks and chores that you have online that would have used to being really repetitive. Here's an example. Pretend you wanted to find a recipe for chicken, or maybe fill out some application forms. Now, in this short example, we'll just find a recipe. Now, upon sending this prompt, the AI will either ask for clarification or it's just going to immediately start if it knows what it needs. As you can see, it immediately starts, it searches, and it finds the page. Now, after getting the text off the page, it gets the recipe, and then it goes back to the no activity screen. As you can see, this is the no activity screen. You'll be seeing this a lot because DeepSeek is extremely quick with its actions, and the tasks are completed extremely fast. Now, as you can see, after finding this, it's going to give you the title, which crossed out means it's completed, a short summary, which is the summary I gave here, and when you click it, it gives you the long summary. So, of course, this is not perfect. It's not going to give you the entire recipe right now, of course. It kind of did, but if we're planning to further improve it to be much more detailed and even include files or images. So, yes, this is Docket, and I hope you guys can take your time and really test it out. We have a secret key for DeepSeek that's available for you to use for Docket, and yeah, thank you for your consideration. So, now I'm gonna walk through some of the main files in Docket and explain the code that connects the React UI, backend task queue, browser automation, and model calls into one app. So, starting off, one of our main files is types.ts. Now, this file defines the app contract. So that includes the task records, chat messages, browser state, agent actions, and all the WebSocket messages which share the same shape. So next we have store.ts, which is basically a adjusted store that keeps the front end state. It stores the task, chat, browser screenshot, overlay state, and uses this function called upsert task to keep the queue current. Next, we have ws.ts, or websocket.ts. This file keeps the UI live with server request. Now, what it does is it opens a WebSocket. It receives server events and then applies those events to update the Zustard store. Now, the WebSocket is how all the files communicate with each other. Then we have index.ts. Now, this is one of the most mandatory files in this app, while being one of the simpler ones. This file opens the server. It basically sets the server up so all the functions can exist in the app. It handles communication like the chat messages, and it turns whatever the model outputs into actual readable task actions. Then we have the orchestrator.ts. Now this one, now this file, it's basically the DeepSeek API. It runs the automation loop. So it captures the page context, it builds up the context, it asks for browser actions, it executes them, and logs the results. Then we have manifest.ts. Now this one, it gives like all the pages, all the page elements. As I said, the orchestrator uses semantic screenshots. Now, what is different from it from a visual screenshot is that while visual screenshots use pixels, which is hard for AI to decode, semantic screenshot uses code, which is extremely easy for AI to understand. Now, manifest it organizes that code to a further level. It gives every single element an ID, a label, a role, and a bounding box. So now the model knows like what target to choose from instead of just guessing a random selector. Then we have executor.ts. Now this file, it turns the typed actions into actual playwright operations. So what is playwright, right? So playwright is the Chromium browser that this app uses, and it allows for things like clicking or typing or scrolling or rating screenshots and downloads. And executor here, it turns the actions that the AI types out into actual operations for playwright. Then we have llm.ts. Now, LLM is basically the model. It just means the large language model. It's DeepSeek. So it uses these functions like chat agent, which creates tasks, or decide action that chooses the next browser action, or maybe the function summarize run,